Hi there everyone, my name is Pops. Welcome to another first hour video. Today we're going to have a go at Transport Fever 2, a game which seems to be hugely complicated if you want it to be, but relatively simple and entertaining. We're going to have a go at the first hour. We'll get to the end of the first hour and see if it's something we want to put back in the box or spend some time on in the future. So straight into it. First thing we need to do is decide on our setup within the game. We can choose our climate, and we can I think we're just going to go with the temperate one just for the purposes of this video, and we're going to stick to a small map size, otherwise it's going to get very confusing. We've got 4 towns and 32 industries, and again, to keep things simple, we'll stick to that. We're just going to go with what we've got on the screen there. Vehicles, we can choose Europe, USA or Asia. As far as I'm aware, it doesn't make any difference to the difficulty of the game, just the actual assets that you see within the game. Start year, we'll go with the default 1850. Stick with medium difficulty, and we're all going to leave that just as it is. So without further ado, we will click start and we will start the stopwatch, and let's see where we go from there. So first thing we need to do when we get into the game is just to pause the action so that we can get a grip on the lie of the land and set some routes up before time starts moving on. We've basically got our 4 towns. We've got Uckfield, which needs tools and construction materials. Stow on the Wold, again construction materials and bread. So we'll look further down. We've got Wellington, which needs goods and fuel, and then Castle Carey, which needs bread and machines. Okay, so we need to just sort of suss out. I can already see this is actually going to be quite a difficult map to play. Okay, let's start at the top. Right, so construction materials we can make here to supply to Stowe. For that we would need stone, which is here. So we have our first sort of line of production. Bread, we can do from here to here, and then bread into here. So actually those 2 items for that particular town, we can set routes up for those to get those going. Again, with the construction materials would have to come from here to here, but that can be supplied. Tools, that is going to be more of a challenge, because have we got anywhere that makes tools? It's here. It's about as far as possible across the map as you can get, which isn't great to start off with, but might be an excellent train route at some point through there. Bread and machine parts. Again, the bread not great, because it's up here where it's being produced, completely the other side of the map. And in Wellington we need fuel and goods. Fuel. Okay, so our fuel production route is going to be from the oil well to the refinery to the fuel refinery back to Wellington. So again, quite a long route. The random map generator hasn't been overly kind to us here. Anyway, let's set up some starter routes as our hour is ticking, and we'll see how far we get. So first thing we're going to do without unpausing the game is we're going to set up our bread route. So our process is going to start from the farm, go to the food processing plant, and then to Stowe. We need 2 lots of grain to make 1 lot of bread. So we need some trucks running backwards and forwards from there, and then we're going to need some trucks that run probably from there to the processing plant to Stowe. So two different routes there, a short one, long one, which will do the round trip of the whole lot. So let's set up that route. First of all, to do that, we're going to need to give ourselves a road depot. From where we can get our vehicles. If we put that somewhere central at the top of the map here, that could supply vehicles to both of those 2 towns. Now we've done that, let's have a look at cargo stops. So we can do a truck unload in Stowe, covering our, so this area around here looks like it needs brick. This is where the bread's required, so we're going to put a cargo stop there, and we'll have truck pickup points here at the farm, and here at the food processing plant. That allows us to set up a couple of lines. So we're going to have the first line is going to be our grain supply, which is just going to run backwards and forwards across there. So we'll call that Uckfield grain, and then we're going to have another line which is going to run from there to there and drop off here. Now that's obviously quite a longer line. It's going to take a fair bit longer to actually deliver what we're calling that Stowe bread. Okay, now we've got Stowe bread done. Let's look at buying some vehicles, cargo vehicles. Let's start off with 5 doing the shorter route, so 5 doing the grain route, and we'll also have 5 doing the longer. We can sort this out once we're up and running and seeing how it goes, but for the moment we'll do 5 doing the longer bread delivery. So that's our first basic route in and planned. We also want to do something similar now for this construction materials route. Yeah, I think what we're going to need to do is let's fill in some roads here a bit. It's a long way round there. We could just do with a road across the middle here. So let's go for a medium country road. just come straight out from there. Just trying to avoid the bit that's too expensive. I'll turn it back up there a bit. And then straight in up here. Okay, we've already got a cargo stop in Stoke, but actually what we'll do is we'll put another one in because our construction material demand, yeah, is primarily down here, which that doesn't really cater for, so we're going to put yeah, we're going to put that there, and then we'll have our truck stops here at the stone quarry, and over here how far up can we go? We can go up here. Construction materials, let's just get rid of that. We'll build that route. Is there any way we can make that a bit more efficient? At the moment they're going to have to go from the quarry to the materials plant to drop off to come all the way back empty. We could run bricks to there and then have another route collecting bricks from there to there. Okay, let's keep it simple at the moment. We'll just put the simple route in, new line. So this is Stowe Stowe bricks, for want of another way of putting it. I would suggest that you always rename your lines as you make them, otherwise just line 1, 2, 3, 4 etc. is just going to get very confusing. So let's do that. We can use the same cargo depot. Let's come out of that a second. We need, that's 1 for 1, so we're going to need just an equal amount doing the round trip. Let's buy vehicles, cargo, let's go 10, and we're going to put them all on the Stowe bricks route. So that's our first 2 routes set up. As you can see, we've used just over 1 million of our available credit. I think we'll let that start and let that run before we worry too much about what's going on down here. In fact, to be honest, in our first hour we're probably not going to worry too much about what's going on down here at all. We're probably going to just concentrate on the top here. We will see if we can do something about these machine parts, but that will entail getting a fairly expensive rail route in, I think. And then we'll look at bus routes, local ones in these 2 towns, and then connecting bus routes between the 2 towns. and we'll see if that can generate some cash for us. Until we've got a decent amount of money and can start putting rail in, we're not really going to make too much in the way of money. But if we can stay afloat, and more importantly start to pay this loan back, because this loan does cost you right from the very start, and that's not helpful at all. Where's our finances tab? I'll find it in a minute. Probably there. Yeah, loan interest. Well, we haven't unpaused the game yet, so that's what we've spent. We've spent our million. We haven't unpaused the game, but as soon as we do unpause the game, it's going to start charging us whatever percentage every year. So we need to, as soon as possible, repay that, because that expense is a big chunk out of any profit we make. And like everything in life, if you're repaying loans, you've got to work for a lot of the year before you actually start making any money. So without further ado, let's just do a bit of a slow unpause. Actually, maybe not that slow. So this first lot, we're all heading to the farm here. Some of them will go to the food processing plant and back to the farm. Some of them will go to the food processing plant and then straight down to Stoke, where they will deliver the bread. Next lot are heading for the stone place. They will then come here, drop goods off here. Just a little bit of a backlog while it sorts itself out. It does take a couple of times around the block before things sort themselves out. Apart from anything else, they're all obviously very close to each other to start off with. You can see the dollar signs keep appearing, and that's the amount that these things are actually costing to run. Our money's going down now that there's a cost to running the vehicles, and we've yet to start making any money from them. So we've got some goods being gathered at the quarry. These guys will start picking them up. What we're going to do is, for the first pass here, we're going to make sure that they're actually leaving with goods and not just going away empty. Yeah, he's got 4. And this is quite good, although it slows things down to start off with. It does spread them all out a bit. What you need is for them not all to turn up here at the same time, otherwise production won't have done enough to allow for the amount of vehicles that are turning up. So let's just let this run for a couple of minutes and see what occurs. Okay, so we've got our first transports coming out of the construction place. This particular one's not carrying anything, so we're just going to turn him round in the hope that he'll come back here and there'll actually be something for him to pick up. Yeah, we've got 4 on the next one, 4 on that one. Let's just turn him back round again. one. There we go, he's picked some up now. That was the guy we turned around. He's got 3. I'd say as long as I've got 3, fine. And we'll start making the very first deliveries into Stowe. These are bread deliveries coming in. And down here we've got our construction material stop. Okay, I'm just going to pause there. Right, I think we've got our... Yeah, we don't want Highfield Road on this one. Add a station. That's where we want the Grove, yeah. Okay, let's play that on again. Let's see what happens now. Now we can already see, if you noticed there, because we've started delivering goods, and here now the town is starting to grow. Buildings are going up. Goods are being delivered. Population is starting to increase. So meanwhile, what we're going to do is we're going to put in another brick line. I'm not sure how cost effective this is going to be, but we're going to go from the Stowe quarry to the construction materials to Uckfield, because they also need construction materials up here. And once we've done that, we'll look at bus routes. So let's create, we've got cargo stops here and here, so we just need to put a delivery cargo slot in Uckfield itself. So buildings, cargo, just a drop off. Now then, where's the demand for brick? It's all over this side here. So we'll put our cargo stop in. Then we can create a new line, which is going to be Uckfield Bricks. So new line, which will go quarry, construction, Uckfield Bricks. We'll call that Uck Bricks. Let's put some vehicles onto the Uck Bridge. It's not easy to say. We'll go 10. How are we doing for money? 3.8. We're sort of holding our own on the money stakes at the moment. So we're going to buy those 10 and we're going to put them all on Uck Bricks. So yeah, so we can see at the moment those that loan is costing us 50 grand in interest. The money we've spent on assets is these amounts here, and the money we've made, obviously railroad, water and air, we've made nothing. 51 we managed to make 81.5, but then in 52 sort of blew that, and we're blowing it at the moment, but we're only in May at the moment, so that's either going to get a lot better or a lot worse. But it does take a couple of years to sort of come out in the wash, so to speak. So this year, for example, we're 25 grand on costs down, 37, and now they're starting to deliver here, so this starts going back up again a little bit, and will hopefully become a positive number at some point. So the lines themselves, we've got obviously very few, we've only got the 4 lines. The Uckfield grain is making a bit of money. Everything else is successfully losing money at the moment. But again, give it a couple of years, let it come out in the wash. The Stowe bread has gone positive now. We just need these brick lines to start making a bit of money. There we go. Uck bricks, that's going to lose quite a lot because it's going to be ages before they even get to there. But once they do get to there, because the amount of payment is done on distance travelled, it should be a relatively substantial payback. It's just let's hope it doesn't cost us too much in the meantime. Again, we're going to give it a couple of minutes just to see how it all unfolds, and then we'll come back and get some bus routes put in. Okay, so we've now got to a situation where the very first of our Uckfield bricks is travelling in. Let's have a look. Let's see how that line's doing. So at the moment it's costing us 39,000, or it has cost us 39,000. What hopefully will happen is 43, that's going up as these start to deliver. That will go down fairly rapidly. Yeah, it went down to 14 on the first truck, and we've got all these guys coming in. Straight up to 10 positive. $33 positive. So it's going to put us in a relatively positive position, but of course then they've got to travel all the way back and do the whole thing again without making any money until they get back up here again. But because it's a longer route, when they do deliver fairly quickly, it starts to go up. So our Stowe bread is the line that's losing us money at the moment. Why would that take 7 minutes? Stowe bread. That seems like a long time compared to what the Uck bricks is doing. Let's just have a look at the Stowe bread line. Is it though? That's quite a long way back, isn't it? There to there to there and back again. Yeah, that's not longer than that. Maybe, we'll see. Anyway, let's talk buses. So Stowe's our town which is growing fastest. What we want to do for the moment is just put a local bus route in to allow people to travel around the town itself, just with a couple of buses. So let's put a couple of bus stops in. we'll go here for this side of town, and we'll go up there, give us 2 bus stops. We'll create that as a line, so this is Stow Bus, new line. Stow Bus, and we'll just get a couple of stagecoaches going on that Stow Bus line. So by vehicles, passengers, let's say 2 will do for the moment, and we'll put them on Stow Bus. And then we want to do something very similar in Uckfield bus stop. Actually, let's just have a look at the roads here. It's a bit disjointed. Let's streets. There is no need to do this at all. The roads will, like there, the roads will develop on their own as the town grows. But if you're trying to put routes in, maybe just giving it a bit of a help as to the best routes. Yeah, let's just leave it at that. So we'll put in bus stops. We'll have one down here, one up here, and we'll have one down here. So this is going to be the Uck bus. New line, there, to there, to there. There we go, that covers a multitude of sins. Uck bus. And let's just grab a couple of new stagecoaches. So let's say 3 for that. That seemed to be a bit bigger, a bit more stops. So buy those, and we'll put them in. Oh, hang on, we've got right, there's Stow on the Wold. Put them on Uck bus. Okay, lines. Stow bus, Uck bus. That. We need to change the line of a couple of them. Manage vehicle. I need to go to Stow bus. Stow bus. Doesn't want to do it, does it? Okay. Have we done something wrong with the Stow bus line? Okay, Stow bus. Manage line. I don't think we ever actually created it, did we? Yeah, that makes more sense. And then what we need to do is actually get a couple of these that on the UC bus. So let's 2 on UC bus there. Let's change. Hang on. See how this game can get very confusing very rapidly. Yeah, those 3 have gone to Stow bus. Didn't necessarily want 3 of them to do so. Where to UC bus. Right. So that's had to make the game very complicated very quickly and cost yourself quite a bit of money. At the moment we can see the bus routes are losing money, but again they will start to calm down a bit. What we could do now is let's look at a more so bus terminal. Game can be quite frustrating if you press M and N on the keyboard to change the angle, but if you press M and N, it moves it quite a bit. If you press the Shift key at the same time, it might give you a much finer ability to adjust the positioning. So we're going to put a main bus terminal there, and we're going to put a main bus terminal somewhere central down here. But what we're going to do, we're going to put it opposite that. No, we're not. Be ideal in the centre of town, but when you start removing buildings, it costs an absolute fortune. So we don't want to do that. We're just going to put it down here. And then we're going to create a line from Stow to UC and back. So new line. So this is going to be Stow to UC bus. And that's what we did last time, which is why we didn't get very far. So we're going to go from that main terminal to that main terminal. So that's our Stow to UC bus. We will put two vehicles on this. Passenger vehicles to Stow to UC bus. Hopefully they'll go in opposite directions yet. And what we could do now is just leave that a couple of minutes, pretty much as they are getting these two, that one and that one, and once we're about halfway there, we'll send another two, which will spread out the load a bit. Okay, we're not particularly anywhere near making any profit at the moment. But we'll just see how things develop now that these new bus routes are in. May well be that that'll bring a bit of money in over time. Stow's growing nicely. So I think what we'll do is let's a couple more stagecoaches, and we're going to put those also on the Stoke bus route, and then let's have a look at our lines. So at the moment, Uck Bricks, which was the one we sort of looked at and said, well, that's a very long turnaround. That is actually the one that is making us money. The longer the distance, although you need to wait longer for it, it will make you more money. So going right back to the beginning when we mentioned what was going on in Uckfield here in terms of requirements, and we said about the tools. Well, the tools are going to need to come from here, which is a phenomenal distance, and will involve quite a bit of road construction. We'll need to put a road across there, maybe a road down here. But once that circuit is complete, that's quite a decent amount of payback. So our route there basically will be from there to there to there and then to there. What we really need to do from that point is then create something that allows there to be cargo carried back down here, otherwise they're running empty, although to be fair they're only running empty from there to there. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that and see if we can get that within our first hour. Right, roads, country roads. We're pretty much just going to run. We might not have enough money to do the roads, thinking about it. Collision. Right, okay, it's not happy about something. Yeah, that's going to cost us a lot. Although not as much if we put it into sections like this. Interestingly, if you did it in one go, it was about $1 million. Okay, so we've got our nice straight road in there. I think we may as well that. I think actually, yeah, that's going to be very expensive anyway, because that's a hill. So there's going to be tunnels and bridges and stuff involved. So I think we're just going to leave that as it is. And again, we need to work out here. So the best route for the road is to come through here and turn around through there. Yeah, let's so as soon as we get anywhere near that hill, it goes up massively. But if we just skirt around the edge, right? So we just need to let's click on there. Let's turn this road a bit. straighten it out. Again, we'll look to turn. That's expensive. Hang on. Right, we're getting there. And then just okay, so we've now got a more sensible road pattern that runs us to Uckfield. We're going to need, we've got our cargo stop up here, although we obviously want a cargo stop that's focused on the, yeah, on the tooling side of things. So yeah, we are going to put another one in up here. Just trying to see whether okay, I'm going to put a cargo stop there. We need actual truck stops here, here and here. So let's do them. That one can stay on the main road because it highlights it well enough there. Still hoping we're going to have enough money to do all this. Just saves a few yards if you just go on the end of the highlight. And here we'll just pick somewhere that's relatively cheap. Okay, so our route will go forest, there, 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 and then they need to come back down to. So at the moment they're going to go all the way around. So we need, again, we're gonna put a road in here. Otherwise, they're going to go all around the shop. Okay, so if we start there. Don't do that because that will cost us a fortune. And then go out in that general direction and pull that into there. That'll be our route back. Which makes much more sense because otherwise they've got to go all the way back around here and down here. So that line is new line, and it's going to be from there to there to there to there. Yeah, that's fine. The only thing we've got here is we might be better just putting a road across the top there, save it going through town. But for the moment, that is our UCK tools route. Does it make much difference in the scheme of things? Probably not. We're going to put in a road depot down here. Like so. And then we need to create some vehicles to do our UCK tools route. So buy vehicles, cargo. Should we go 10? Because it's going to take quite a while for them to do it. UCK tools, there you go. So basically now for the balance of our first hour, which is rapidly coming up, we need to just see if that UCK tools does start to make any money. Again, the UCK bricks, this is the one that's actually creating some funds for us. But as we've already mentioned, no real money is going to be made until such time as we can put trains and planes in place. Obviously, given that it's currently 1864, planes is going to be a bit of a challenge. But if we got these longer routes up and running, we would start making some money. Going to leave these to run for a few minutes, and we'll check back in once we've got our first delivery to UCK tools, which will be definitely our first hour up, and then we'll have a quick debrief, and we'll see what we think. So, see you in a minute. So we just want to make sure that all of these vehicles are actually carrying something. Yeah, he's not turning around. He is. What happened to the whole turning round thing? No, doesn't want to be turned around. There we go. Mind of his own. The others are carrying, but they're only carrying 2, and the reason will be, yeah, we need 2 wood, so we need another line, which is going to be from there to there, so Wellington wood. Wellwood, because it's going to take so long for everybody else to catch up. It doesn't necessarily need to be a lot on here, but we need somebody delivering in into here. So I'm just going to put a couple of little wagons on to Wellwood. Wellwood. Yeah. Okay. Buy vehicles, cargo, buy Wellwood. Okay, again we've busted our or about to bust our first hour, but we will leave this just running long enough to see what, if any, sort of money can be made by delivering tools here. So finally, after a long wait, we're going to be delivering our first UC tools, and we'll see what money is going to be made down here. Let's have a look as they come in. Going to go up to this cargo stop up here, and hopefully, yeah, straight away first delivery. And here comes another one, up to 34. $52. So as soon as they start delivering, because it's such a long route, there's quite a bit of money to be made on each one. Up to 71, and straight away this UC Tools route has become our most profitable. Oh, the oil refinery is going to close because it's not being used, and we can start upgrading our vehicles. So that would seem to be the point where we need to finish what is now fairly inaccurately being called our first hour. Thanks for sticking with it if you've got this far, and I will see you again soon. Cheers.